Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that everything the world tells you about success, shouting louder, showing off, chasing attention, is wrong? The people who truly change the game don't seek approval, they don't crave recognition, and they don't move for applause. They move quietly, deliberately, with laser focus, and when they strike with unstoppable force. In 2026, the difference between mediocrity and greatness won't be who's the loudest, it will be who has mastered the art of staying low, staying focused, and staying dangerous. Are you ready to learn how to become that force? Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a world where distraction is constant, where noise is everywhere, and where attention is the most scarce resource you have. Most people are running on autopilot, chasing recognition, chasing applause, chasing validation, but the ones who achieve real impact, the ones who change the game, they operate differently. They stay low, they stay focused, they stay dangerous. Staying low doesn't mean hiding. It doesn't mean shrinking your potential or dimming your light. It means understanding the power of quiet preparation. It means working in the shadows while others are busy performing for approval. When you stay low, you observe, you learn, and you cultivate skills that no one else is paying attention to. You invest in yourself in ways that are invisible today, but become unstoppable tomorrow. Staying focused is about more than discipline. It's about clarity of purpose. It's about deciding what matters so deeply to you that distractions lose their grip. In a world built to fragment your attention, focus is your superpower. The focused person sees opportunity where others see chaos. They execute while others talk. They plan while others panic. Focus is not just about what you do. It's about what you refuse to do. In staying dangerous, that's not about aggression. It's about being a force to be reckoned with, not because you seek conflict, but because your commitment to growth and mastery makes you unstoppable. Being dangerous means your skills, your vision, and your resilience are so finely honed that when you choose to act, you change the trajectory of your world. People don't see it coming because you've been patient, deliberate, and relentless in your preparation. The world rewards those who are loud with attention, but it elevates those who are deliberate with action. In 2026, the difference between mediocrity and greatness will not be who shouts the loudest. It will be who has invested in themselves when no one was watching. It will be the person who stayed low, stayed focused, and stayed dangerous, the person who understood that success is not a performance, but a result of discipline, clarity, and relentless mastery. This is the mindset that will carry you through distractions, setbacks, and competition. This is the approach that ensures when the moment comes, you are not caught off guard. You are ready, precise, and unstoppable. Stay low, stay focused, stay dangerous. When you embrace this mindset, you begin to understand the value of patience. Patience is not passive, it is a strategic choice. The world wants you to rush, to react, to chase fleeting attention. But the person who stays low understands that timing is everything. They prepare silently, building competence and resilience that becomes visible only when it matters most. Every skill they refine, every relationship they nurture, every insight they gain compounds over time until suddenly they are unstoppable, not because of luck, but because of deliberate, consistent effort. Being low is also about humility. It is about recognizing that you do not need the validation of the crowd to know your worth. When you operate from humility, you free yourself from the distractions of comparison and envy. You stop trying to prove yourself and start trying to improve yourself. You focus on mastery over recognition, on depth over surface, and on long-term impact over short-term applause. The quiet confidence of someone who stays low is magnetic. It draws opportunity, respect, and influence, not because it seeks attention, but because it commands it through action. Focus, on the other hand, requires courage. It requires saying no to things that are easy, attractive, or immediately gratifying in order to say yes to what is meaningful and transformative. Focus demands that you prioritize growth over comfort, progress over approval, and contribution over distraction. When you stay focused, the noise of the world fades. You learn to see patterns others miss, to anticipate problems before they arise, and to act decisively when the moment calls for it. Focus turns energy into results, intention into impact, and being truly dangerous, is a result of preparation combined with strategic patience. It is about knowing that your potential is not defined by the expectations of others, but by the effort you put in when no one is watching. The dangerous individual is not reckless. They are precise, deliberate, and relentless. They understand that the element of surprise is a tool, not a gimmick, and that consistency over time creates leverage no one else can match. Being dangerous is about becoming indispensable, about making your presence a force, and about refusing to be underestimated. In 2026, the world will continue to reward noise and visibility, but the ones who achieve extraordinary results will be those who have cultivated their craft quietly, who have learned to focus ruthlessly, and who have mastered themselves to the point that when they act, they leave an indelible mark. Staying low allows you to absorb and learn. Staying focused allows you to act with precision. Staying dangerous allows you to dominate not by volume, but by mastery. This is how leaders are built, how innovators change the world, and how true influence is earned. When you internalize this, every choice, every action, and every habit becomes intentional. You stop being reactive, and you start being deliberate. You stop seeking approval and start seeking excellence. You stop chasing the spotlight and start chasing mastery. This approach transforms not only what you achieve, but who you become. It ensures that in 2026 and beyond, you are not just participating in the world, you are shaping it. You are prepared, you are intentional, and you are formidable. When you commit to staying low, focused, and dangerous, you begin to see the difference between activity and progress. Many people mistake busyness for productivity, noise for influence, and visibility for value. But real impact comes from deliberate action, from consistent, strategic effort that compounds over time. It is in the quiet moments of preparation, the early mornings spent refining skills, the late nights spent thinking and learning, and the unwavering dedication to your purpose, that greatness is forged. Staying low allows you to conserve your energy for what truly matters, to move without distraction, and to act with intention when opportunity arrives. Being focused means understanding that your time, attention, and energy are finite resources. Every yes to distraction is a no to growth. In a world that constantly demands your attention, focus becomes a superpower. It allows you to dive deeper, to develop expertise, and to make decisions with clarity and confidence. The person who stays focused doesn't scatter their efforts across 1,000 directions. They channel them toward the pursuits that align with their mission and values. Focus creates momentum. It turns small, consistent actions into exponential results. It transforms dreams into achievements and potential into reality. Being dangerous is the culmination of staying low and staying focused. It is the manifestation of preparation, discipline, and strategic patience. A dangerous person is not reckless. They are intentional, calculating, and powerful. Their skills, insights, and resolve make them formidable, not because they seek conflict, but because their mastery allows them to act decisively when the moment calls for it. They do not need validation from others, because their confidence is rooted in competence, experience, and preparation. They operate below the radar, invisible to those distracted by noise, until they strike with precision and impact. This mindset transforms how you approach every aspect of your life. Relationships, work, and personal growth are no longer reactive. They become deliberate. Every decision is weighed against long-term objectives. Every interaction is measured, intentional, and aligned with purpose. The world may reward showmanship, loudness, and immediacy, but those who stay low, focused, and dangerous understand that true power lies in mastery, patience, and discipline. They understand that influence is earned through skill and integrity, not applause and attention. In 2026, The distinction between those who achieve extraordinary results and those who simply drift through life will be defined by this mindset. Those who master the art of staying low, staying focused, and staying dangerous will be the ones who shape industries, create innovation, and leave legacies. They will act with clarity, operate with precision, and move with relentless determination, knowing that the most significant victories are reserved for those who prepare quietly, act decisively, and never underestimate the power of strategic patience. By embodying this approach, you ensure that when your moment arrives, you are not only ready, you are unstoppable. When you truly embrace this mindset, you begin to understand that staying low, focused, and dangerous is not a temporary strategy. It is a way of life. It shapes how you think, how you act, and how you perceive the world around you. Staying low teaches you to value substance over show. You learn to measure progress not by applause, likes, or recognition, but by the skills you've honed, the knowledge you've gained, and the impact you've created. It's about building a foundation so strong, so resilient, that when opportunity knocks, you don't just respond, you dominate. Focus becomes your compass. It allows you to navigate a world full of distractions with precision. It turns chaos into clarity. It transforms intention into results. When you focus relentlessly, you discover that time is your ally rather than your enemy. You start prioritizing what truly matters and discarding what does not. The person who is focused sees patterns and connections that others overlook. They act decisively while others hesitate. They understand that the margin between success and mediocrity is often razor thin, and they are willing to do what others will not to seize that edge. Focus is the lens through which preparation becomes power, and preparation becomes influence. Being dangerous is the natural outcome of staying low and focused. It is not about confrontation. It is about capability, confidence, and strategic leverage. The dangerous individual is patient, deliberate, and unstoppable. They do not need to shout or display their skills prematurely because their mastery speaks for itself. Others may underestimate them, and that underestimation becomes their advantage. By staying low, they gather knowledge, strengthen their skills, and anticipate challenges before anyone else even sees them coming. When they act, it is with precision, intent, and force that cannot be ignored. They are a presence that reshapes environments, decisions, and outcomes simply by existing and acting with discipline. This approach also cultivates resilience. The world will try to pull you off course, test your patience, and challenge your commitment. Staying low allows you to weather criticism and distractions without losing your center. Staying focused allows you to stay on course, even when obstacles appear insurmountable. And staying dangerous ensures that when the moment calls for it, you respond with clarity, power, and impact. You are not just surviving. You are thriving, shaping your trajectory, and mastering your environment. In 2026, success will belong not to the loudest, the fastest, or the most visible, but to the prepared, the disciplined, and the strategically patient. Those who understand the value of staying low, the necessity of staying focused, and the power of staying dangerous will rise above the noise. They will achieve outcomes that others deemed impossible, influence in ways that others cannot, and leave a legacy defined by mastery rather than mere attention. This is how extraordinary lives are built quietly, deliberately, and with unstoppable force. Every action, every choice, every habit is a step toward that unstoppable version of yourself.